He had the title, the corner office, the answer at every dinner party, and one Tuesday morning, he sat in his car outside his office building for 45 minutes, unable to go in, not sick, not late, just empty. This is the story of what he did next, and the one thing the mountain showed him that 12 years in an office never could. Here is something nobody tells you about building a career. The more successful you become at being someone, the less you remember who you actually are. This is a story about a man who didn't lose his memory. He lost his costume, and what he found underneath changed everything. Daniel lived in a city that never asked him how he was. It only asked what he did, and he had a very good answer. Senior manager, 12 years, corner office. The kind of answer that made people nod respectfully at dinner parties and move on quickly to someone more interesting. His mornings were identical. Alarm at 6, coffee before thinking. Shirt that said serious, train that said busy. Office that said, "This is your whole life now." He was not unhappy exactly. He had simply forgotten what the alternative felt like. The problem was he had no idea who he was when the performance ended, when the office emptied. When nobody needed anything from him. Who was Daniel then? He genuinely did not know. The way you forget a song you used to know by heart, you don't notice it's gone until someone hums it nearby and something in your chest recognizes it before your mind does. His doctor told him to rest. His body had been saying the same thing. For 2 years, he finally listened. He found a small hiking trail in a place called Mount Anwyn, a mountain nobody famous had climbed. No signal, no email, no version of himself that anyone needed. Just fog, just rock, just a man who had forgotten what he was before the world told him. What he found at the top of that mountain, he has never told anyone until now. Today, I want to take you there, to Mount Anwyn, a mountain that does not care about your title. A mountain that has been standing since before the concept of senior manager was invented by someone in a room somewhere. The morning Daniel arrived, the fog was so thick he could barely see 10 steps ahead, which was the strangest thing for a man who always planned at least 15 steps ahead. His phone showed no signal. For the first time in 12 years, nobody needed anything from him. He stood at the base of the mountain and did something he hadn't done in a very long time. He had no idea what came next, and he just started climbing. The mountain asked nothing of him. No title, no performance, no answer at the dinner party. Just the next step. Just the next stone. And somewhere around the second hour of climbing through fog and silence, something began to happen. The senior manager started to fall away, not because Daniel decided to let it go, but because the mountain simply did not confirm it, and without anything to reflect it back at him, the title had nothing to hold on to. He stopped on a flat rock halfway up, put his hand on the granite, cold, ancient. This stone had been here before his name existed, before his company existed, before anyone decided what a senior manager was, and it would be here, long after all of it was forgotten. He sat there for a long time, not thinking, just feeling the rock under his hand, and realizing this was the first honest moment he had experienced in years. He reached the top. No dramatic view, no sudden clarity, just a jagged edge of rock and an enormous gray sky, and silence. The kind of silence that asks questions. Who are you? When nobody is watching. Who are you when there is no one to perform for? And here's what Daniel understood on that summit. Something that should make you put your phone down right now and think the heaviest thing you carry is not your workload. It is not your debt. It is not even your pain. It is the version of yourself you perform for others every single day. The title. The certainty you fake so nobody sees the fog. You have been wearing that costume for so long you forgot. You put it on, And the terrifying question is, if you took it off right now, what would be left? Daniel was terrified of that question, until the mountain answered it for him. What was left was him, just him, still there without the title, without the office, without the performance, still completely, entirely. There, and for the first time in 12 years, that was enough. He came down that mountain differently, not because he had quit his job, not because he had some great revelation, but because he understood something that most people never do. You will never belong anywhere until you belong to yourself, not your job's version of you, not your family's version of you, not the version you perform at dinner parties, the actual you, the one underneath all of it, the one the mountain sees. Daniel went back to his office on Monday. Same shirt, same train, same corner office. But he stopped introducing himself with his title first. He stopped performing certainty when he felt uncertain. He stopped killing himself for a cart that would be pulled by someone else the moment he broke. Because the mountain had shown him something the office never could. He was not the title. He was not the performance. He was not what he produced for others. He was something older than all of that, something the granite already knew, something that needed no confirmation to exist. So let me ask you directly, when was the last time you existed for nobody but yourself, not performing, not producing, not being the version of you that everyone needs, just breathing, watching, being? If you dropped your title today, your job today, the performance today, what would be left? I promise you, something would be left, something that was always there, waiting quietly, underneath everything you built on top of it. The mountain doesn't know your name. That quiet thing that breathes, that watches, that was there before the title, and will be there long after. That is not nothing. That is everything. Come home to it. Tonight. You've been away long enough.